What happens if Bitcoin crashes during a loan? Without a plan, it can feel like the sky is falling. And it's happened before. In 2022, Bitcoin dropped over 60% in just months. Borrowers with high loan-to-value ratios and no backup collateral got liquidated almost overnight. Others, with a clear crash plan, rode out the storm and still own their Bitcoin when prices bounce back. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to protect your Bitcoin-backed loan in a crash, including a simple LTV versus price drop chart, a 5-step survival plan, and one move you can make today to turn volatility into an opportunity instead of a disaster. Let's take Alex. In 2022, Alex had a Bitcoin-backed loan with a high loan-to-value ratio and zero crash plan. When the market tanked, panic set in. His LTV shot up, and without extra collateral ready, his Bitcoin was liquidated. A very painful lesson. Now, let's meet Jamie. She also had a Bitcoin-backed loan, but she monitored her LTV, set alerts, and kept emergency collateral ready. When the price dropped, she calmly topped up her collateral, kept her loan safe, and still had her Bitcoin when the market bounced back. Same market, but totally different outcomes. The power safety trade-off. When you take out a Bitcoin-backed loan, you're making a choice about the balance between borrowing power and a safety cushion. The more power you take now, the less safety you have in the event of a price crash. The more safety you build in, the less borrowing power you can access today. Your loan-to-value ratio, otherwise known as your LTV, is the dial that controls that balance, and understanding it is key to surviving a price drop. If we think of your loan a bit like a rectangle split into two triangles, one will represent your borrowing power and the other will represent the safety buffer. As one grows, the other shrinks. At 80-20 split, you're borrowing a lot but have little room for a price drop. At a 50-50 split, you're balanced. And at a 30-70% split, you're super safe but borrowing much less. Now, there's no single perfect setting for everyone, but there's one dangerous one. And that is the one where you don't choose on purpose. You need to be setting your LTV intentionally, and you won't be forced into desperate moves when Bitcoin's price swings. When the market gets rough, it's too late to build your safety cushion. Make your choice now while you still control the trade-off. Knowing your LTV is one thing, but really understanding how it interacts with market moves is where real insight comes in. The LTV stress test grid shows you exactly how different combinations of leverage and price drops affect your risk. Think of this as a map for your loan. Once you know where you are on it, you can see your risk level and the actions that will keep you out of trouble. So let's start with the grid. The vertical axis is your loan to value ratio. Low LTV is at the bottom and high LTV is at the top. The horizontal axis is the size of the Bitcoin price drop that you're facing or prepared to face. Small price drops on the left and big price drops on the right. Where you land on this grid tells you how prepared you are for potential stress on your loan. All right, let's start down in the bottom left. This quadrant is coasting. This is when you have low leverage and are expecting and are prepared for small price drops. This is the easy street of Bitcoin loans. You've got a big safety cushion, so a dip in price is more than just a speed bump than it is a crash. And in terms of your actions here, keep monitoring your loan, but no drastic moves are required. You can sleep well. All right, let's move to the bottom right quadrant. In this quadrant, it's shaken, not sunk. This is where a big market move hits. Maybe Bitcoin drops 30-40%, but because you've kept your LTV low, you're still solid. You're feeling the waves, but your boat isn't taking on water and is not in danger of sinking. Now, your actions here are to double check your buffer and think ahead, but you're still in control. Now, let's move to the upper left quadrant. We call this one on thin ice. It might look calm right now, but a small price drop, maybe even just a blip, can impact you since you don't have much room to breathe. Even a modest slide in the price could put you into margin call territory. So your action here is to look at lowering your LTV before the storm comes. Look to add collateral to protect yourself, and don't be fooled on a sunny day. And now we'll move into the upper right quadrant. This is the red zone. This is the worst case scenario. Preparing for a large price drop in Bitcoin while being at a high LTV. If you're here, a margin call is already happening or seconds away. And the actions you need to be taking now is to move fast. You need to be adding collateral, looking at repaying part of the loan, or closing it out to protect your Bitcoin. In this quadrant, speed matters. Now, the goal isn't to always be in coasting, but it is to know exactly where you are and what actions keep you out of the red zone. In our next section, I'll give you a simple crash survival plan, so no matter where you start, you know the moves to get back to safety. Now, let's talk through the 5-step crash survival plan. Step 1 is know your LTV. Check weekly during calm times and daily during more volatility. Step 2, set threshold alerts. Use your loan platform or your price tracker for auto notifications to get alerted ahead of any trouble. Step 3, hold emergency collateral. Keep some fiat or Bitcoin ready to top up your loan. Step 4, define action triggers. Decide in advance when to repay, add collateral, or close the loan. Knowing ahead so you don't have to make those decisions under stress is very helpful to better manage your loan. And step 5, review regularly. Adjust for market conditions, your cash flow, and your loan terms. Stay proactive and in control of your loan. Start by planning your Bitcoin-backed loan strategy today so you can stay in control no matter what the market does. And if you want expert tools and resources, head over to saltlending.com. They've got everything you need to map it out.